The endless stretch of Nevada's Highway 95 shimmered under the pale glow of a crescent moon. Jack Malone, a grizzled trucker with 20 years of asphalt under his boots, gripped the steering wheel of his Kenworth W900, its diesel engine humming like a tired lullaby. The clock on the dash blinked 3:07 a.m. Behind him, a 53-foot trailer carried a load of auto parts bound for Reno. The radio had given up an hour ago, surrendering to static, and the only light came from his headlights cutting through the ink-black desert. Jack yawned, cracked the window to let in a rush of cold air, and reached for his thermos of coffee. Just another 200 miles, he told himself. Then a hot shower and a real bed. But as he sipped the lukewarm sludge, a pair of headlights flared in his side mirror. Too fast. Too bright. A car roared up behind him, riding his bumper like a predator. Jack squinted. It was an old model, a '57 Chevy Bel Air, its chrome grille glinting like teeth. No license plate, no lights inside, just a silhouette behind the wheel, featureless as a shadow. "Take it easy, buddy," Jack muttered, easing into the right lane to let it pass. But the Chevy didn't move. It inched closer, its high beams blinding. Jack's pulse quickened. He tapped his brakes, flashing red warnings. The Chevy swerved left, pulling alongside him. For a heartbeat, the two vehicles were parallel. Jack glanced over. The driver's window was rolled down, but the interior was pitch black. No face, no hands on the wheel, just emptiness. Then the Chevy veered sharply into his lane. Jesus! Jack wrenched the wheel right, his trailer fishtailing. Gravel sprayed as his tires clawed the shoulder. The Kenworth shuddered, threatening to tip, but he steadied it, sweat dripping down his neck. The Chevy accelerated ahead, taillights shrinking into the distance. Drunk idiot. Jack spat, though his hands trembled. He checked his mirrors. Nothing. The desert was silent again. 10 miles later, the Chevy reappeared. It sat parked on the shoulder, hood raised like a gaping jaw. Jack slowed, professionalism warring with dread. No one survived long out here. Temperatures plunged at night. Cell service was a myth. He pulled over ahead of it and climbed out, flashlight in hand. "You need help?" he called, approaching cautiously. The Chevy's paint was blistered, rust chewing the fenders. The interior reeked of mildew and something sharper, burnt copper. The hood was cold. No engine. No driver. Jack's breath clouded in the beam of his light. The registration plate was blank. The trunk hung open slightly, revealing frayed ropes and a dark stain on the carpet. A chill crawled up his spine. He backed away, then ran for his truck. The engine wouldn't start. "Come on! Come on!" He pumped the gas, panic rising. The headlights of the Chevy flared to life behind him. It rolled forward, silent, no engine growl. Jack's Kenworth roared alive just as the Chevy's bumper kissed his trailer. He slammed into gear and lurched onto the highway, the Chevy clinging to his tail. The next hour was a nightmare. The Chevy harried him like a wolf, ramming his bumper, sideswiping him on curves. Jack radioed for help, but the static hissed back. His GPS flickered, the screen warping into digital snow. When he tried to outrun it, the Chevy matched his speed effortlessly. When he slowed, it boxed him in, herding him toward Deadman's Pass, a notorious cliffside stretch with no guardrails. "You ain't taking me," Jack snarled, downshifting as the road narrowed. The Chevy revved, clipping his fender. Metal screamed. Jack fought the wheel, tires skimming the edge of a 300-foot drop. Below, jagged boulders weighted like bones. In his mirror, the Chevy's headlights swelled, preparing to ram him into the abyss. But as Jack braced, a sign flickered ahead. "Bridge out. Detour." He'd driven this route a dozen times. There was no bridge. No detour. Yet a gravel road materialized to his left, half hidden by sagebrush. Jack didn't hesitate. He yanked the wheel, the Kenworth bucking onto the path. The Chevy overshot, brakes screeching, and vanished into the dark. The detour led to a derelict gas station, its windows boarded, pumps skeletal. Jack parked, heart hammering. Dawn tinged the horizon pink. He stepped out, legs jelly, and froze. There in the dirt were tire tracks from a '57 Chevy and footprints leading to the station's door. Inside, a payphone rang. Jack answered. A voice, garbled and distant, whispered, "Get out." He dropped the receiver. Outside, sunlight crested the mountains. The Chevy was gone. At a diner in Tonopah, a waitress refilled Jack's coffee. "Deadman's Pass?" she said. "Folks say a trucker died there in the '50s. Some crooks ran him off the road, stole his rig. They never found his body, just his truck and a beat-up Chevy they'd used to chase him." She nodded at a yellowed news clipping on the wall, a photo of a mangled Bel Air. Jack stared. The Chevy in the photo matched the one that had hunted him. Heard stories about drivers seeing it, the waitress added. They say he's still trying to finish the job. Jack left a $20 tip and called his dispatcher. Taking a week off, he said. Somewhere, beyond the static, he swore he heard an engine growl. But when he stepped outside, the highway was still. He'd keep driving. Just not tonight.